Good morning, dear students. This is Swati Kore from the Millennium School. Hope everyone is doing fine. In the last session of Anne Frank, we had read till the part where she tells that she started writing in her diary, and she made her diary a friend and she called it Kitty. Although she mentioned that she has a number of people who love her and she also loves them, but she didn't have anyone so close that she could confide her feelings to them. So she finds Kitty to be her best friend, with whom she could confide whatever she had in her heart. She also mentions in the previous lesson we talked about that she was deeply in love. She loved her father, she loved her grandmother, and also Mrs. Cuprus. Now we'll proceed from the next slide. The four of us are still doing well, and that brings me to the present date of 20th June 1942 and the solemn dedication of my diary. So now why four? Because father, mother and the two daughters. Grandma, if you remember, we had read had died and she used to miss her grandma a lot. Now, Saturday 20th June 1942. Dearest Kitty, our entire class is quacking in its boots. Quacking in its boots, shaking with fear and nervousness. Now let's see what is making it. Why is it so? The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decide who will move up to the next form and who will be kept back. Half the class is making bets. So I think the result is about to be out. People would be announced who's passing and who's failing, and therefore the talk is on. GN and I laugh ourselves silly at the two boys behind us, CN and Jakes, who has put on risk their entire holiday savings on their bet. So children in the class, they have their own jargons to call their friends GN and CN. These are small shortcuts for the friends that they are using, and everybody is betting in the class. All right, he would pass, she would pass, and that's what is going. From morning to night, it's you are going to pass. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Even G's pleading glances and my angry outbursts can't calm them down. If you ask me, there are so many dummies that about a quarter of our class should be kept back. But teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on earth. So she's calling teachers to be the most unpredictable because she's not sure whether she would. I mean, she's saying that she feels that almost half of the class should be kept back, but then you never know what the teacher decides. I'm not so worried about my girlfriends and myself. We'll make it. The only subject I'm not sure about is maths. Girls are often shaky about maths. Anyway, all we can do is wait. Until then, we keep telling each other not to lose heart. I get along pretty well with all my teachers. There are 9 of them, 7 men and 2 women. Mr. Keesing, the old fogey who teaches maths, was annoyed with me for ages because I talked so much. He was quite an old-fashioned person and was never happy with her because she used to talk a lot. After several warnings, he assigned me extra homework, an essay on the subject, a chatterbox. A chatterbox? Who can write a... What can you write about that? I'd worry about that later, I decided. I jotted down the title in my notebook, tucked it in my bag, and tried to keep quiet. That evening, after I'd finished the rest of my homework, the note about the essay caught my eye. I began thinking about the subject while chewing the tip of my fountain pen. Anyone could ramble on and leave big spaces between the words, but the trick was to come up with convincing argument to prove the necessity of talking. So, ramble on means talking or write aimlessly for long because the topic was such that, but she wanted to come up with a convincing argument where she could actually convince the teacher why she was so fond of talking. I thought, and suddenly I had an idea. I wrote the 3 pages Mr. Keesing had assigned me and was satisfied. I argued that talking is a student's trait and that I do my best to keep it under control, but that I would never be able to cure myself of the habit since my mother talked as much as I did, if not more, and that there's not much you can do about inherited traits. So she tried to prove that it was an inherited trait and that because her mother used to talk so much, she was pretty helpless. Mr. Keesing had a good laugh at my arguments, but when I proceeded to talk my way through the next lesson, he assigned me a second essay because she still continued talking. This time it was supposed to be on an incorrigible chatterbox. Incorrigible, something which cannot be corrected. Now, because she had been checked once and had been given punishment, yet she continued talking. So probably Mr. Keesing got annoyed and he thought of giving her yet another essay, and this time the topic was incorrigible chatterbox. I handed it in and Mr. Keesing had nothing to complain about the 2 whole lessons. However, during the 3rd lesson, he finally had enough. And Frank, as punishment for talking in class, write an essay entitled Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox. The class roared. I had to laugh too, though I had nearly exhausted my ingenuity on the topic of chatterboxes. That means she had already given her inventiveness, her originality to the topic, and she didn't have much of content to write. It was time to come up with something else, something original. My friend San, who's good at poetry, offered to help me write the essay from the beginning to end in verse, and I jumped for joy. Mr. Keesing was trying to play a joke on me with his ridiculous subject, but I'd make sure the joke was on him. She is just talking to herself and she's just saying this, that although the teacher is trying to make a joke of me by coming up with such a topic, by giving me such a topic, I am going to write in such a way that I would make a joke of my own teacher. I finished my poem and it was beautiful. It was about a mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings who were bitten to death by the father because they quacked too much. He read the poem to the class, adding his own comments, and to several other classes as well. Since then, I have been allowed to talk and haven't been assigned any extra homework. I think Mr. Keesing got the very strong message that he cannot stop this lady from speaking. On the contrary, Mr. Keesing's always making jokes these days. Yours, Anne. So, that's how we have come to the end of this lesson. I hope the lesson is clear. It has small excerpts from the diary, simple and interesting excerpts. The girl has talked about her life, her people around her, and family. I hope the lesson is clear to all of you. Children, there are a few questions which are given at the back of the text. You need to go through the questions and attempt them. Thank you so much.